Namaste. Hello. My name is Ryan, and this is my 6.5 minutes through India. Now, the first thing you need to know when you get to India are the different modes of transportation. For your average traveler, there are cabs, auto rickshaws, and bicycle rickshaws. There are also big trucks and buses. But these are no longer on my list of enjoyable transportation in India, especially when they come together. So my trip began in the incredibly polluted city of Delhi. This city operates slightly different from your typical North American city. Motor safety is one change, the electrical system another. Stray dogs and holy cows are everywhere, and usually living quite peacefully together. There is, of course, the occasional disagreement. From Delhi, I joined up with my friends Ian and Nathania, and headed south to Agra to check out the Taj Mahal. It took 22 years to build, and almost financially ruined a kingdom. It is known as the most extravagant gift ever built for love. Later that day, we checked out the Red Fort. We were told it was for protection from invaders. But with 300 wives, as this king had, I wonder who he was actually seeking protection from some days. Either way, it was a pretty impressive place. At least it was, until Ian decided to break a piece of it off. And let's just say, that wasn't the only building Ian accidentally broke a piece off of that day. Having caused enough damage for one day, we headed back to Delhi, but not before playing with some kids. And some more kids. And finally a few more kids. Some things just seem to be universal. Glad to see the game of up high, down low, too slow just doesn't get old wherever you are. Now it was time to jump on the bus and head north to Manali. All that stood between us and our next adventure was a leisurely 14-hour bus ride on the safety of the Northern India Interstate. That is, until our bus ride became our next adventure. And I thought to myself, self, welcome to India. But it was through this little mishap that I was really able to become close with my fellow travelers. Almost a little too close. And finally, Manali, the Canmore of India. A little slice of paradise nestled just on the edge of the Himalayas in northern India, about 450 kilometers north of Delhi. Manali is where the Dar-Ul-Fazl children's home is located. It is a great 4 buildings housing 93 kids and 7 adults. 100 of India's finest, living and learning together on a shoestring budget of $2,300 a month, covering food, shelter, and almost nothing else. And now, my top 100 reasons for returning to India as soon as possible, in no particular order.
There's a power in poverty that breaks principalities and brings the authorities down to their knees. There's a brewing frustration and ageless temptation to fight for control by some manipulation. But the God of the kingdoms and God of the nations, the God of creation, sends this revelation through the homeless and penniless, Jesus the Son. The poor will inherit the kingdom to come. And where will we turn when our world falls apart, and all of the treasures we've stored in our barns can't buy the kingdom of God? And who will we praise when we've praised all our lives? Men who build kingdoms and men who build fame, but heaven does not know their names. And what will we fear when all that remains is God on the throne with a child in his arms and love in his eyes, and the sound of his